Hi, I'm Brian Poole. I am the technology coordinator here at National Trail Local Schools, as well as being a high school computer science teacher. And this is the high school laptop one-to-one orientation. For those of you that have been here before, it's going to be similar but not the same. All students are going to be issued Dell laptops. They're going to be the same laptops you've used in the past, or a new one in the case of freshmen and new students. They're all i5s with 8 gig of RAM and 120 gig solid state drives. You'll also get a Dell charger and a laptop bag. Not all the bags are the same. Different classes have different versions of bags. We've bought new bags throughout the year, but that's what you're going to be issued today in your intervention class. As far as damages, if we have damages, first of all, there's a $30 yearly fee that covers general maintenance, replacement batteries, light wear and tear, and all the work on the laptops. We don't charge for any labor if we do have to fix things. However, there are additional costs if you have any damages. If you lose your laptop, it's a $300 fee. If you break your screen, it's a $75 fee. And that's just for parts. And if we have to replace your keyboard for, I'm going to say, gross negligence, it's a $15 fee. If you bring in your laptop and there's a key missing, we don't charge anything. If there's 8 or 9 keys missing, we do. I can't tell you an exact number, but you can really tell whether it's student-induced or just 1 or 2 fell off. It also says other obvious user damage. There's no way for us to put a price tag on everything that could possibly go wrong. We've had them dropped out of barn lofts, dropped off the top of cars, run over, caught fire in a truck, fallen down stairways, all kinds of stuff. Basically, in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a different laptop, and we're going to salvage everything we can out of the laptop that was broken and give you a credit for all those things. If the screen still works, you get a $75 credit because we'll use it in somebody else's hard drive, the memory, the CPU. In almost no case do you get charged $300. Well, in no case has anyone ever been charged $300, even though even the person who had it completely run over by another car wasn't $300. I think it was like $150 or something like that for that replacement. So we're going to give you what credit we can for those things. I'll also point out that last year we had so few breakages, and I shouldn't say last year, I should say in 2019, 2020, we had so few screen breakages that we ended up not charging the few students that did have breakages because we didn't need to. We've had years where we had 100 broken, and last year we had 4. So we didn't feel necessary to charge those students for those damages. So the better we do as a school, the less chance you have of being charged for anything. Maintenance is different than what we had in the past. So the way maintenance is going to work is students will bring their laptops to the library anytime they have an issue. Students will bring those down in their bags to the library. Teachers need to call the library first to make sure there's a librarian on duty. They have lunch and they take breaks to make sure someone's down there to send them down there. When you go down there, there's repair forms down there that you're going to fill out the repair form. It's going to have your name, what intervention you're in, that's the room number. And it's going to have some check boxes and some room for you to write stuff. Check off what's wrong if it's already one of those options, or write in. The more we know about what's wrong with your laptop, the better, and the more likely you are to get a complete fix without making us guess. You're going to take that form, fold it in half, put it on your keyboard, and close it inside your laptop so that it does not get lost. And that's where we're going to look for it when we go and get the laptops. You'll get issued a replacement, and you'll just put that in your bag, and unlike in years past, you will keep that replacement until we come to you during intervention with your fixed laptop, which is the other reason we need the intervention room number on the form, because we're going to, when it's done, we're going to come and find you and swap that out, clean off the spare, refresh it, and then put it back in the cart in the library. When you take a laptop, you need to make sure, when you turn in your laptop, you need to make sure that any documents on your laptop are backed up to Google Drive or your network drive, because most of the time we wipe the laptops no matter what. so that you've got the current load, all the right software. It solves all kinds of problems. So you need to make sure that you don't lose your documents. If you've got a laptop that won't start, you can't do that, obviously. And in that case, you need to be writing down in the notes, I have an English paper, it's a Word document called blah, blah, blah that I need from this computer. If we see that, we will not wipe your drive. I will pull it out. I will move that document to your network drive so you can get it there. If you don't make a note like that, you will most likely lose your stuff. Your replacement, it could be 1 to 2 days before we come to your intervention with, and it could actually be 3 days depending on what time of the day you dropped it off, but we have laptop tech every other day. So if you drop it off on a day that we don't have laptop tech, it won't even be looked at that day. It'll be looked at the next day, and it may be ready for your intervention. If you're a CBI student that doesn't have intervention, then your intervention room, write down CBI, because we will bring it down to CBI and swap it out with you down there instead. So that'll all be covered. Make sure you log onto your replacement before taking it home. If you don't, you won't be able to log on at home. It has to talk to National Trail to log on. So that's a little different in maintenance. Nobody's going to be coming to 203 to my intervention class at all during intervention this year. We're going to be doing it all during class by picking them up from the library and taking them back to you during your intervention time when we have intervention. Expectations. Students should bring their laptop to school fully charged every day. That's nothing new. And by the way, I need to point out, we had this happen last year. Students would charge their laptops or have them plugged in, but they never turned them off. If you charge your laptop, even if the screen is closed, if it's running, it will dissipate the laptop and kill the battery. So make sure whenever you put your laptop in the bag, you should be pushing the button, waiting for all the lights above the keyboard to go out and the screen to be black before you close it and put it away in your bag. That will ruin your laptop if you leave it running in your bag. And I know students say, well, it's ready faster in my next class. Accept that as a sacrifice, because if you turn it off and turn it on between classes, it will connect to the best Wi-Fi and you will also get the best Wi-Fi. If you leave Mr. Birdsall's class, don't turn it off, and go to Mrs. Wolf's class, it's going to still be trying to talk to the Wi-Fi in Mr. Birdsall's room. However, if you turn it off and go and turn it on, it's going to go to the strongest Wi-Fi. So make sure you do that. Keep your laptops in your bags at all times until you remove them in class to use. Make sure you bring personal headphones every day. And also, you're expected to get charge anytime you can. If you're in an English or social studies classroom that has chargers in the room, even if you're not using your laptops in class, we expect you to open up the flap or the zipper, plug them in, so you leave that room fully charged at the end of the period. And that's how we get through the whole day. If you keep leaving rooms that you could have charged not being charged, the laptop batteries won't last as long. And while I'm on batteries, we have said that you'll get a detention if you come down to get a battery during first block, because we can't charge them fast enough to get them ready and have batteries for fourth block if people are getting them during first block. If you've got a bad battery, that's not the case, right? You can come down and swap out your battery if it's a bad battery. The battery tubs say charged, bad battery, and dead batteries, okay? Bad batteries are those batteries that were charged and lasted less than 45 minutes. Dead batteries are those batteries that you used just fine and are out of charge, okay? So make sure you put it in the right one. Never take more than the number of batteries that you dropped off. Don't grab an extra one so you've got a spare battery. We don't have the batteries for that. And as we went through that last year, we ended up having to suspend some students for taking additional batteries. You get one. If you need it, it's down in front of 203 anytime. So just wait until you need it. Also, you can access your network documents anytime at http://mobile.nationaltrail.us. It asks for your username and password, and you can put it in there and see your network drive as well. Students will not decorate their laptops or their bags. They're not yours, they're the school's. No stickers. Make sure you do not bring your laptop charger to school. You're going to get one, and it's expected to be at home. If we see you with a charger at school, we're going to assume that you just took it out of a classroom. Don't have your charger at school. Don't put anything in your laptop bags except for your laptops. We've had several laptops broken because students shoved books in there and it actually flexed and cracked the screen. Don't have your laptops out in the hall or in the cafeteria. They're supposed to be in your bags all the time. And don't use your laptops for entertainment during school hours. If you're in intervention, that doesn't mean you can watch YouTube videos on your laptop. If you have schoolwork, that's one thing. But again, we don't have the batteries to get through the whole day if people are using them when they don't need to be using them. Okay, for those that are doing bring your own laptop, we used to call it bring your own device. We don't allow your own device. iPads are not acceptable. You have to have a laptop. So if you don't have a laptop, you have to take ours. If you do have a laptop, it has to have Microsoft Office, a good enough battery for the school day, and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. That means you have to be able to see NTLS BYOL or NTLS laptops when you turn on your Wi-Fi. If you don't see it, then you don't have 5 gigahertz. 2.4 gigahertz is a home frequency that works great at your house for a low-end Wi-Fi. But for an enterprise Wi-Fi like ours, where there's an access point in every single room, you can't use that frequency. And when we tried to help bring your own students out, they overlap and it doesn't work. So if you don't have 5 gigahertz, you have to buy your own dongle and get it, or you can't use your laptop. There is no option on that. You just won't be able to see the network. And lastly, the last note that's on the bottom down there, note LAN School can be added to PCs and Macs. If you have your own laptop and any teacher requests you have LAN School added on it, you have to bring your laptop down so that I can install that software on there so they can monitor what you're doing on your laptop. We had someone last year is like, well, you can't, I don't have the administrator password, then you can't use the laptop and you have to take one of ours. Those are the only two options. If you don't know the administrative password for your own laptop and I can't install the software and someone requests it, then you have to take one of our laptops. School usage policy. Acceptable use policy applies at all times for our devices or for personally owned devices anytime you're on our network. Filters are in place obviously on our campus, but we don't filter your stuff at home. You're still expected to follow acceptable use policy, even though we can't apply those filters at your house. As far as how the issuing is going to go, we're issuing an intervention or other rooms this year, not in 203, not down in 204. So you're going to be called up by your teacher. You're going to sign for and take your laptop, which will be in a bag, and the charger. You're signing for the laptop, the bag, and the charger. We've had every year somebody say, oh, I didn't take a charger. I had one at home, so I didn't take one. We don't care. If you don't turn one in, you will be charged a fee for losing your laptop charger. If you have a Dell charger at home, take our Dell charger too, because it doesn't matter to us. We have no way to do individual ones. Take your charger. If you bring your own laptop, when they call you, you just come up and print BYOL where everybody else is signing their name. You're going to sign your name. Everyone else is going to sign their name for the laptop and for the charger. You're just going to write BYOL in there and obviously not take one. As soon as you get it, make sure you sign on and that it's working. Again, if for some reason it doesn't work when you initially get it issued to you, it could just be the battery has died while it's been sitting in the bag for the last month. So don't just go and take it down to the library. You might want to go to 203 and swap your battery first to make sure it really doesn't work. And then if there's an issue, you're going to go to the library and do the library policy there. Make sure you sign on to your laptop. If you don't know your password already, your password is available from your homeroom teacher or your intervention teacher. They can look it up for you and write it on a sticky note. Again, you can't change your password, so don't give your password to anyone else during the school year. And that is it for the laptop issuing instructions. Hope you all have a great school year.